There you are, attempting to escape a zombie when a frantic person comes up behind you and shoves you to the ground. You have the good sense to break the fall with your eyeballs, but now they are seriously hurt. You just made the potentially fatal error of blinding yourself. What on earth are you going to do? How do you survive a zombie attack if you are blind?
Welcome to the first episode of How to Survive a Zombie Attack If. I'm your host, Ashleigh Houska.
And I'm the man with the plan, PJ Williams. Now in this show, we will be detailing specific scenarios that you may find yourself in during the upcoming zombie apocalypse.
Hollywood always portrays their zombie survivors as making big mistakes and suffering little consequences, when in reality, it's the little things that are going to kill you.
Exactly. That's why in today's episode, we are going to teach you how to survive a zombie attack if you are blind. Not a likely scenario, but nevertheless, information you may find handy if you find yourself in that situation.
Now, we recognize the hypocrisy of showcasing a visual problem on a visual medium, but we like to think that this is for the temporarily blind only, since we all know that regular blind people have superpowers.
Every episode, each one of us is going to lay out our specific plan on how to survive that scenario.
Then the viewers get to decide which one was correct. We'll tell you who won next episode. Alright, now the first thing that you need to do if you're recently blinded is calm the down. Freaking out is going to do nothing to save you, and it's just a swift ticket to evisceration.
So just take a deep breath and relax. Don't focus on the senses you don't have, focus on the ones you do. Hearing, touch, smell, taste. Although I don't recommend tasting your way to safety. It would take a long time and you'd get a lot of glass in your tongue. Next, grab any defensive weapons you can find, preferably a crowbar or a baseball bat, but it doesn't matter what. Just find something to swing at anything that approaches you. Head to the nearest residential location. Use your new weapon to guide you. The last thing you need is to be knocked unconscious by a door frame. Although I'm sure the zombies would have a good laugh about it, if they had a sense of humor. Before you open any doors, press your ears to it to make sure there aren't any undead on the other side. If you hear moaning, then it's time to move on. Once you get inside, march to the nearest closet and put on the thickest pieces of clothing you have. While it may be uncomfortable and you probably look like an idiot, this will provide the extra protection you need in case a zombie surprise attacks you. Once you're covered, head to toe, check out the house. Feel for drafts or cold spots because that means there's a structural weakness. Once you find them, decide if you want to barricade the residence or move on. If you do decide to stay, remember to bring all the food and water into the safest room in the house where you'll be sleeping, and always make sure to leave yourself an exit.
Wait. You mean to tell me that you want to add handicaps to a blind person?
Okay, handicaps? How do you figure that out?
Mobility. You want to limit their mobility. I mean, what if a zombie grabs onto all that excess clothes? Not to mention, it could be like 100 degrees. And the dehydration is not a problem you want to deal with when running from zombies. I mean, also, how wrapped up are they going to be? Are we talking like a Christmas story here?
Okay, I understand that dehydration is an issue, but I kind of feel like getting bit by a zombie is a little bit more dangerous. So why don't you tell me what your great plan is?
Glad you asked. Like most blind people, the first step to surviving in a pre- or post-zombie outbreak world is to find and train a seeing eye dog.
If you do not own a dog, it is a safe bet that your now brain-eating remnant of a neighbor won't care too much if you borrow theirs. But calling out to Fido can be dangerous, so my thought is to keep a dog whistle in your zombie survival kit. You see, even though zombies will most likely respond to noises like gunshots and loud bangs, their deteriorating eardrums and cilia hairs make them even less likely to hear the high-pitched frequency of a dog whistle than a normal human being like yourself. Obviously, large dogs are preferred, but now is not the time to be picky. Any dog will do. Now that you have a dog, it is time to train it. Teach Old Yeller some new tricks by finding something with zombie blood on it. Maybe even a dismembered body part. I mean, if there's one lying around for the taking, that is. Anyhow, once your dog has learned to sense out and avoid zombies, you will totally be set to survive the zombie apocalypse, or at least until you find other survivors. When you find a place to stay, make sure you have at least 2 exits clearly mapped out before you lie down. When you do lie down, Make sure to hold on to the dog's collar, for if a zombie comes at night, you'll be able to tell which direction he's in by the way the dog is pulling. And like I said before, do your best to find other survivors as soon as possible.
Alright, point I have to make here. Half of your scenario is based on a dog biting a zombie, but if it eats the blood, then it's probably going to die.
Okay, there's no reason to believe that the zombie virus is going to be able to go between humans and animals. And second of all, how do we know that a dog biting a zombie is the same as the zombie biting the dog?
Okay, fine. Pretend that the dog lives, but how can you justify giving the survivor one more mouth to feed? That seems like a bad idea.
Well, I disagree, but let's see what our viewers have to say. Alright, like we said before, you guys can vote for which one of us you thought had the best plan to this specific scenario in the comments below. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We're going to be uploading videos every other Wednesday. And check us out on Facebook.com/ZombieWhatIf. Follow us on Twitter for important updates and survival techniques at ZombieWhatIf.
Recently we asked our Facebook followers, where's the best place to hide out during a zombie apocalypse?
The answer is, it's a trick question. The best place to hide out is always the place that nobody else picked.
We suggest that you lie low, stay in your homes for at least 72 hours, and try to avoid human contact as much as possible.
Yeah, you don't want to be rushing out even just to get supplies or weapons. There's going to be so many people, it's going to be such a panic, you're really just going to add to the numbers. So best thing to do is just try to stay home and build your base there.
Alright, so that's it for this episode.
Alright, stay tuned, stay safe, and keep your crowbars handy.